talking out loud, but she's saying something. She's talking out loud, but she's saying something. Talking out loud, but she's saying something. She's talking out loud, but she's saying something. Coming to you live from Atlanta, Georgia, Miss A.L. Cooper, bringing you current issues, interviews, and news. Burning up internet radio, so stay tuned. Talking about politics, religion, fashion, people, passions, lifestyles, no topic too wild. Meeting every need of every ear worldwide. Call in, chat live, speak up, keep up, cause it's about that time for Talking Out Loud with A.L. Cooper. She's talking out loud, but she's saying something. She's talking out loud, but she's saying something. Talking out loud, but she's saying something. She's talking out loud, but she's saying something. Politics, religion, fashion, people, passions, lifestyles, no topic too wild. So stay tuned for A.L. Cooper talking out loud.
Hey everybody, this is your host A.L. Cooper, and today we are talking out loud about the fact that it is our 4th year anniversary. Today marks 4 years that we have been live on the air. So I'd like to give a special thank you to all of our listeners that have been with us since day one, that day, December 4th, 2011. You have supported us, and we just want to say thank you, and we look forward to serving you and giving you more information and talking out loud with you in future years to come. Tonight's show is very special. We will be talking about how to turn your passion into a paycheck. And with it being the end of the year, I just felt like this was so appropriate because this was a passion of mine, and I'm trying to turn it into a paycheck. And I know so many people out there are. Today we have a wonderful show. We have Chanda Kempson Brock. She is the owner of Design Plus Me. We also have Dr. Michael McCain. He is the author as well as a motivational speaker, a poet, an entrepreneur, a life coach, and a spiritual teacher. And he is the author of Prayology as well as other books that deal with how to overcome economic depression. But our main segment is our feature today. We have Miss Leslie Peabody Lane. Miss Leslie Lane Peabody. She's also known as the Ninja in High Heels. She'll be talking to you more about how to overcome social media fears and be a part of growing your business and give you tips and expert advice on how to make that happen. What's up, Alfonso? It's our anniversary, baby. How are you?
I can't complain. How you doing, A.L.? It's good to hear from you. It's good. It's good. It's kind of icy on this side of the planet, but we're doing good. Can't complain.
Well, it's icy all over for a lot of people. You know, can you believe this is 4 years, Alfonso? We've been doing this for 4 years together. 4
years is a long time. Wow, that's interesting. Very interesting.
Wow. I remember our first show. I remember I was so nervous. And for those of you who don't know, Alfonso is the owner and founder of Prolific Radio. This is where our show is syndicated on now, but we have a regular show on there. It's been a major supporter. Me and Alfonso actually have a lot of history together. We went to high school together. Isn't that right, Alfonso?
That's true. That's true. You're getting old, girl. You're getting old.
No. You're getting old. But I mean, I'm really excited about the show today. We're talking about how to turn your passion into a paycheck. And you know this is a very passionate subject of mine, and I know as well as yours because you in your own right are a very successful entrepreneur in Allentown, Pennsylvania. Can you tell our audience who may not be familiar with who you are and where you come from a little bit about what you do and where you're at and what's going on in your life and how you got to where you are now?
Yeah, it's like Allentown, Pennsylvania. Actually, I consider Columbia, South Carolina my home. Went there, had a good time. I had A.L. Cooper was my neighbor across the street and around the corner. And basically, after moving and doing different things, I really found out that I really liked the communications, public relations, promotions, marketing events and things of that nature. And I enjoyed it. So I did a brief stint down in Miami, and after being down there for 10 years and just really getting my feet wet in the South Beach area, I moved up here, back up north to the Allentown, Pennsylvania area where I saw there was a need for different things like events and, community events and citywide events. And I had an epiphany about community radio. I wanted people who didn't have a voice to obtain some sort of way to communicate with the public, no matter what their budget was, whether they had zero budget or high budget. I think everyone's message is very important. It needs to get out there. So I created Prolific Radio. It started out, like you said, it's 4 years. It's because Amanda is actually, AL is exactly one of my original shows that started 4 years ago, and basically it's been a hectic ride, but a good ride, a lot of good experiences, and we've grown. We've grown from that, from where it used to be just a little, what I used to call a funk box, a little closet where people could barely get into, a full-fledged office space. And it's no longer just Prolific Radio. Now it's actually the epicenter, where we have different departments. We are a little a small firm, but we are officially actually paying bills. It's no longer just it's one thing to have to volunteer, but then when you can actually pay your bills with the clients that you have, it's another thing. So it's been a fast 4 years, believe it or not. It's exciting for me. I knew AL before I even had my daughter. And I was the dude I was telling AL, I remember saying, I'm never going to have kids. I'm never, and next thing you know, as these years went by, she, the station, as far even the radio family, basically just saw my daughter basically grow up to where she is now. Talis is like 3 years old, 3.5. She turns 4 next May. So,
God, you really are old.
No, but it's amazing, and it's amazing to see how A.L. Cooper has grown. I mean, I remember when you first started out, it was kind of like, Father, do you really think I can do it? I don't know. Now it's like, I got my blog talk radio, I got my TV show, I'm taking Atlanta over by storm, I got my affiliates in Denver, I got my affiliates up north in Pennsylvania. So, I mean, you definitely, we've all changed. We've all had to adapt and evolve, and it's a good thing. It's really a good thing.
And you know what?
I think it's awesome.
I got a pretty big announcement. I got confirmation that we'll be syndicated in L.A. on Cheyenne Radio.
Oh, awesome! Even now you live in Los Angeles. All right, cool.
Yeah, so that's very exciting news, and I got the email. I'm very excited, and we're trying to get up in Northern California as well, and spreading out maybe to Miami. I got some interest down there in Florida as well. So
let me know. I'll be down. Let me know. I'll be down there in February.
Yeah, you will.
So if they need to see somebody, let me know. I can just walk in and say, hey. represent.
Well, we have an exciting show tonight, Alfonso. Like I said earlier, we have coming up in just a few minutes, we have Chanda Brock. She's the owner of Design Plus Me, and she is, we usually do a segment called Ordinary People who are doing extraordinary things. She's definitely an extraordinary person, and this whole month we're going to be highlighting each person. Each week or every day from different old interviews that we've done, archive interviews. I'm going to be posting them and playing them throughout the whole entire month of December, because these are some really great interviews. And I believe the reason why I started it so many years ago was because I feel like in order to pursue your passion and turn it into a paycheck, you have to have realistic examples. We all love those Michael Jordans. We all love those LeBron James, the Oprah Winfreys, the Bill Gates, the Steve Jobs. But people like Chanda Brock and Michael McCain and Leslie Lane Peabody, also known as the Ninja in High Heels, are real people with real stories on how to be successful. And they have done they're ordinary people who are doing extraordinary things. And I'm just going to highlight that because I believe right now, especially after the case of Michael Brown and all of this that's going on in our country with Bill Cosby and all of these things that are just depressing us, all these killings and shootings, we need to heal some way. Everybody has a solution, but I don't know if it's an effective solution. I believe, and the reason why I did this show is because I feel like being financially independent puts you in an environment where you can have your own system set up and put into place. So I want to highlight these people so that we can grow stronger economically, because everybody's saying that case is a black-white thing or injustice. It actually all boils down to money.
Yes, it does.
It all
money and
boils
power.
down to money.
Money and power.
Money and power. And those who have money have more power. I mean, it's just basic ABCs. So I want to highlight ordinary people who are doing extraordinary things so that we can help people find their power, you know?
That's true. That's true. I always say people, and I've been saying this all week in regards to the same thing you're talking about, people are living by the golden rule. Whoever has the gold rules. So, it's been like that for a while, and it's true. I've been telling people, we've been yelling and screaming all about, it's a black and white issue and things. And don't get me wrong, I'm not even going to sit here and say racism doesn't exist. It does exist, but we can't blame everything on racism. That's the thing. I think the problem is that as a people, we just have never been taught the art of business. I'm not talking about a hustle. I'm talking about the art of business, meaning that when you know how to do real business and you're making real money, then you can get into those real boardrooms and get into those real meetings where you can make real decisions. That's the reality.
Exactly. Exactly. You couldn't have said it better. Well, like I said, we have Chanda Brock, the owner of Design Plus Me, coming up in just a few minutes. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick break and come back with more of Talking Out Loud with A.L. Cooper. And tonight we're talking about how to turn your passions into a paycheck. If you'd like to call in and ask questions or give your input or advice, you're more than welcome to call in to 929-477-3975. Again, that's 929-477-3975. Or you can hit us up on Facebook at Talking Out Loud with A.L. Cooper, or tweet us a question at Tweet to Me Out Loud with the number 2, tweet the number 2 Me Out Loud. And we'll be more than happy to read your question to any of our guests as well. So we'll be right back with more of Talking Out Loud with A.L. Cooper. Coming up, we have Nate Ski. He's a part of our Indie Artist Music Out Loud program. His featured song tonight is Smile.
All right, people. This song for everybody to have fun. Because you know what? People out here in this world, we don't control the world in this world, but we need to smile for it. Know who we are. Smile. Smile. Everybody in the house. Everybody in the world. Smile. Because you ain't dead yet, yo. Dead people don't smile. What you worried about, man? Don't worry about nothing. You're here from the grace of God to be here having fun. So you need to walk around and smile. Cause you know you got a nice smile, girl. Yeah. Smile. You ain't dead yet. Come on. Better smile. Dead people don't smile. Remember that. Throw your hands up in the air and wave it like you just don't care. Say, smile. I said, smile. Smile. Dead people don't smile. You know what I'm saying? You worry about what? Money? Man, money come and go. You know what I'm saying? Money come and go. People don't smile. Realize that. Come on, brother. Realize that. Sisters, all races, you understand? Walk around frowning, being sad. Just smile.
All right, that was Nate Ski's Smile Remix. Thanks, Nate, for submitting your music. He's our highlighted musician of the night. It's our Indie Artist Music Out Loud, where you can submit your music if you are an indie artist to be able to have your music featured on our show every week. So if you're interested, please visit our website, www.talkingoutloud.biz, and you can go there to submit your information. Well, welcome back, Alfonso. You know, like I said, coming up, we have Chanda Brock. She's the owner of Design Plus Me. She is also our ordinary people who are doing extraordinary things. Chanda, welcome to the show.
Hey, Chanda.
Hello, Amanda. Hey, Alfonso.
Girl, why you giving folks my government name? Why you giving them my government name? It's A.L. Cooper.
Okay, yes, it is A.L. Cooper, and for 4 years I have always said I get tongue-tied with that, so I'm sorry, Chanda.
Okay. Hey, A.L. Cooper, what's going on?
Much better, much better. You know, we are so happy to have you on the show. And for our audience members who probably are new to Talking Out Loud, you were actually on our show a few years ago. You probably, do you remember that, Alfonso? She was actually you were the third guest we had on our show back in 2012.
Wow, isn't that amazing?
Yes, time. I told AL she's getting old. I'm going to have to give her some crutches or something. I don't know what to do with her. Get her a wheelchair. Next
that probably was for her.
Don't you know that 25 is the new 18? You know, I'm only 25, so 25 is the new 18. I'm not old.
All right. I'll start calling you Miss Benjamin Button-ness.
Whatever. Well, Chanda, welcome back to the show. You know, I was excited to have you on because we wanted to spotlight you as ordinary people who were doing extraordinary things. And I remember when you were on a show back in 2012, you had just began your business, Design Plus Me. You were starting out in Atlanta. And I found your story amazing because it started out as just a passion, and now it's a major paycheck for you. You're very successful. You're in over 8 stores throughout the southeastern region. You are on a huge success on Etsy as well as Amazon.com. You get orders left and right, and you have a full-time job, and you are a full-time mom. Can you tell us a little bit about how that happened for you, how it felt, and what kind of encouraging words you have for other people to make that happen for themselves?
Girl, when you say it sounds like, am I really doing all of that? I think for me it would be, don't think about it, just do it. Because if you start thinking about it, if you try to plan every single detail of your time, of your day, it's not going to work out. You know, luckily for me, my kids are grown. Amanda, they're just a little younger than you, because you said you're 25, right? So they're just a little younger than you. So then I don't have so much to do as far as taking care of the kids. I just do it. This is my passion. I wake up thinking about it. I go to sleep thinking about it. I think about it when I'm on my other 9 to 5. So this is my passion, and I love doing it.
Wow. That's some amazing stuff, because I do remember when we did that interview, and I know you had started out and you were talking about the different types of clothing you were making.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I remember that, and now, you know, it's amazing to hear all of the the great strides that you've done, you know, to do it. You know, you always hear about growth, and I definitely have to give you kudos, because, you know, sometimes people don't realize just as many ups there are that many downs, and sometimes even more downs, and how some people just tend to give up. So it's great that, you kept your nose to the grindstone, and you're continuing to move and grow and do better and better as the time goes on.
Thank you so much, because I think the first time when I was on the show, perhaps I was only in maybe 2 stores, and I really wasn't looking to get into stores. It was just something that really happened. It was a store that actually contacted me, and I went to see what it was all about, and it happened from that. And then now I think that my main thing is, believe it or not, is bibs and bow ties.
Wow, really?
So, yeah, Yes. People will buy bibs and burp cloths for babies all day, and men love to look good, and bow ties are coming back.
Well, that's you're not lying. That's exactly that's going up here. I'm up here in Allentown, Pennsylvania. We're like an hour away from New York and an hour and a half away from Philly, and skipping the jump from New Jersey. And yeah, a lot of us here are wearing bow ties. I mean, that's a huge thing up here. In fact, I guess you already know that there are a lot of people coming out with their line of bow ties. So I'm thinking, are you coming out with your own line also? Is that what that is?
Yes, I'm actually about to. I do make bow ties now under Design Plus Me, but in January I'll be coming out with a line called Chanda Kempson Styles, and it will be an upscale bow line that will be only custom, limited fabric that I will be using.
Oh,
so
awesome.
You have to belong to the Bow Tie Club. And the name actually comes from my grandfather, because his name is Jake. Mm-hmm. And
like you said, that's exclusive, so they can only get them, and it's limited. So it's almost like if you get it, you're not going to be walking down the street looking at anybody else with the same design that you have.
Exactly. Awesome. And also I will be doing something else called Tie It Together, because there are a lot of men that have different items in their closet. Maybe they want one bow tie that could could complement maybe 2 or 3 different outfits and give it a total different look. So they can take pictures of clothes that they have in their closet. They can send it to me, and I will design a custom bow tie just for them.
What? Okay.
Wow.
That's awesome. Yeah, look at that. That's that elite kind of stuff right there. You get into that Trump region right now.
Hey, Alfonso, she's about to blow up.
I know. Yeah. Can a brother get some investment? Can I buy some shares now before they go out there?
Oh, my goodness. Of course.
That is phenomenal. Yes. That is phenomenal, Chanda. Now, I just want to emphasize, Alfonso, like Alfonso said, you were on the show last time, and you were in 2 stores, and you were just starting out, and just 2 years later, you're doing custom bow ties and all kinds of fancy stuff. I mean, this is high end. This is how you're retail. You're. I mean, I'm just so proud of you. How did you? What did you do? What did you do? What did you come up with? The business plans, like for people who are started where you were at just 2 years ago. What? Tell us step by step what you did. Did you sit down and come up with a business plan? Did you sit down and just go and network with people? Did you borrow money from investors to fund your project? What did you do to make your success happen today?
Okay. Well, for everyone is different. One thing, I didn't borrow money. Everything that I put in comes from me, and I reinvest money that I make back into my company. Because I just don't want that, I owe someone.
No debt, debt-free.
Exactly.
Debt-free for me.
I dream. I had this dream, and I just kept dreaming. I pray about everything. I put God first, and I really believe, for me, that is very important to put God first. And then I just didn't stop. I think that you have to really decide what you really want. Do you want a hobby or do you want a career? If you want a hobby, then just keep doing what you're doing. But if you want a career, then you have to do more. You have to push it up. You have to be serious about it. You have to go out there and get connections. You really have to, you might start out hustling, but you have to really get into that mode of, okay, this is a business and this is how I'm going to treat it. And that's what you have to do. And that's what I did.
Nice.
Wow. Now, and that's one of the reasons why you're being highlighted, because you are an ordinary person who are doing extraordinary things. So many people I've found, Chanda and Alfonso, maybe you can identify with this because of your connection and interaction with other people up in the business world, but sometimes people have more excuses why they can't put everything they have into it, and or they go the extreme way. They tell you that they're going to have faith and just put everything that they have into it and have nothing to support it. And one key thing that you said is that you reinvested your money into whatever you was doing, because I want to emphasize you had a full-time job. You still have a full-time job.
Yeah.
And you have a family, and you have more than one child, and you have a husband. You have a regular life that you have 3 full-time jobs. You have your regular paid earned income, you have your own business, and you have the job of being a mother and a wife. And I just want to say that the new entrepreneur, you are the new entrepreneur. You represent what the entrepreneur looks like now, because back in the day, you know, there were people who would go homeless.
Yeah.
Walking out on faith on their business, and I'm not sure if that's the exact correct way to do it, because you have to have a plan. I mean, you have to have faith in your plan, but you also have to have money to support your dreams. Would you not agree, Alfonso?
Yeah, but I think, you know, that what most people don't think is that as an entrepreneur, we all have to take risks, because the bigger the risk, the bigger the reward, but you have to take what I call a calculated risk. Exactly. You know, a lot of people forget that. Yeah, you can jump out. There's nothing wrong with jumping out the window. Just make sure you know what you're jumping into, you know, and that's the thing. I mean, you know, we can talk about faith all day long, but, you know, you still got to do that work. As they say, faith without works is dead. So,
exactly,
yeah.
You know, and that's the difference. You know, everybody, you know, wants to say they want to be a businessman or a businesswoman, but they really don't know how to do business. And that's,
you know what, Alfonso? I think that people like that title. They don't want to do the work. They just want that title of, you know, I own my own company, I own my own business. That's all good, and you can say that all day, but if you're not making the money or you're not doing everything that goes with it, what do you really have?
Right. And that's the reality of the situation. And people, they see, like, you know, this is what I tell people. Everybody wants to get out the limousine, but nobody wants to do what it takes to get there.
Yeah.
That's the reality. And you know, they, like I said, I know with the designs, everybody sees you in all the 8 stores and talk about how lucky you are and everything, but nobody sees you at 2 and 3 in the morning trying to make designs and trying to get past the deadlines and trying to do everything. And that's what they don't see, you know, and that's the reality.
Yes.
Wow.
And Amanda,
well,
you said about you said excuses. I have this little thing on my computer that says excuses are for people who don't want it bad enough.
That's real.
Wow. That is real, and you are real, too. You know what, Chanda, we're coming to the end of this segment, but I just want to say thank you so much for coming on again. It's such a phenomenal sensation to see someone who we interviewed 2 years ago grow just in 2 years, and I'm so proud of you. If people want to know more about your designs, your bibs, your clothing, your bow ties, they can visit your website, which is www.designplusme.com. And that's just how it's spelled, Design Plus Me. And they can have links to your social media sites as well as see products and visit your Etsy page. Can you give them your Etsy address just in case maybe they shop on Amazon or Etsy?
Yes, it's Etsy.com/shop/Design Plus Me.
Awesome. Well, once again, we are talking to an ordinary person who's doing extraordinary things, Ms. Chanda Brock. She's the owner of Design Plus Me. To learn more about her and her products, please visit her website, www.designplusme.com. She can do you something really special for the holidays, for gifts. I'm sure she's getting her orders together. And we're just once again, thank you, Chanda. It's been a pleasure having you on the show. And we look forward to talking out loud with you in another 2 years to see where you are at, okay?
Okay. Thanks, guys, for having me, and y'all have a great night.
That's right. Send me some of them free samples. Send me some of them free samples.
I will. Just give me Amanda will give me your address, and I will mail you some, okay?
Oh, okay. All right, I appreciate that.
Okay, congratulations on the 4 years.
Okay.
Thank you. Well, ladies and gentlemen,
give me some of the swag.
Oh, Lord, you need to stop. Oh, my God, he's soliciting free goods on air.
I know, right?
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to be back with more of Talking Out Loud with A.L. Cooper. Coming up next, we have Miss Leslie Lane Peabody. She's also known as the Ninja in High Heels. She's going to be giving you some expert tips and advice on how to grow your business. So we'll be right back with more of Talking Out Loud with A.L. Cooper. Coming up, I'm so sorry, we're going to be listening to Nate's new song. It's called Jesus is the Answer.
Yeah, come on, man. Come on, D. All right. That gate ungodly Lizzie, pray the Lord to be saved. Your kids, your wife, you pray to survive. Or looking at your wrist in your hand, the knife. Son, the run, the battle begun. Keep the Lord in your heart and you may be the one. Your fact, your act, the ultimate tracks. And then now it turn to the book of Acts.
Jesucristo, la respuesta. Mis hermanos, unidos.
It's a troubled world where all goes through it. We gotta keep it real when it come down to it. Your mind, your time, you wish it could be rhyme, but the answer here between the line of the rhyme. Your chance, your last dance, your whole life, one glance. Father God, help me, please give me one more chance. So you go through what we all must do. Oh, Jesus Christ, Lord, save the answer, the clue.
Jesucristo, la respuesta. Mis hermanos, unidos.
A to the grave, who the hell come that gate? Ungodly Lizzie, pray the Lord to be saved. Your kids, your wife, you pray to survive. Or looking at your wrist in your hand, a knife. Son, the run, the battle begun. Keep the Lord in your heart and you may be the one. Your fact, your life, your ultimate tracks. And then now it turns to the book of Acts.
Jesucristo, la respuesta. Mis hermanos, unidos. Yo sigo siendo Ken Pacheco con Neki desde el 909, únanse mis hermanos para Jesucristo.
All right, that was Nate Ski. Jesus is the answer. He is our featured indie artist, Music Out Loud. He submitted his music and was selected to be highlighted on tonight's show. If you are a musician and you'd like for your music to be highlighted, simply visit our website, www.talkingoutloud.biz, and just submit your request to be a part of our indie artist, Music Out Loud. Coming up next, we have Ms. Leslie Lane Peabody. She is our featured segment for business. Leslie, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks, AL. How are you today?
Fantastic. Me and Alfonso were so excited. And for our audience, Leslie is a regular segment contributor. She'll be talking and giving you expert advice about business, social media, networking, just everything, and giving you more advice about how to grow your business. Leslie, once again, welcome to the show. We're so excited to hear your segment today.
Thank you, and I'm so thrilled to be here with both of you tonight. I think that's just awesome. And, you know, just listening to what Chandra was saying about her business and knowing that today is your 4-year anniversary, that is phenomenal. I am so thrilled for you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, appreciate that.
Honestly, how many people make it to 4 years?
Oh, that you got a good point. Yeah.
That is huge. That is absolutely huge. And frankly, I just wrote a blog yesterday or the other day on it. What is the number one secret to success? Do you guys know?
No, what is it? I'm going to say commitment.
Basically, yes. It's not stopping. It does not matter how slowly you go as long as you do not stop. Confucius said that, and it is so true because so many people have shiny object syndrome, right? You've heard of that?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's like, oh, I'm going to make $1 million doing this. Oh, I've done that for a week, but I didn't make my $1 million yet. So then they go to the next big thing. And it's really, you know, just like you said, you guys, when you tap into your passion, the money is going to follow, but find your passion, find your heart, Because if you're working your passion, if you're doing what is your passion, it doesn't matter if you make money or not, you're still going to do it. And that's when the money starts following and flowing, because people can tell you're doing it because of the love, the passion, the dedication to what you're doing. And that is the number one secret to success. Anybody who stays in things long enough, they succeed. How many babies do you see that never walk? We're all walking.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and how many times did a baby fall down? Maybe not a million, but close, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right,
You're right.
so that is so important, right? How old's your child?
Tyler is 3.
3. So you not long have witnessed this in your life, right? Fall down, get up. Fall down, get up. Right?
Oh, yeah.
It's
That's
amazing. But we
Exactly.
forget as adults how to do that, don't we? We forget. We say, oh, well, that didn't work. I don't want to be a failure, so I'm going to move on. Well, a baby doesn't do that. A baby doesn't care. They just know they want to get to that toy across the room, and they get up again as many times as it takes to cross the room. That's what you guys have.
Wow, Leslie, you're so right, because that's one thing I didn't really think about it, but your segment about taking the baby steps of commitment. You know, you just start a little bit. Do you feel that sometimes new entrepreneurs take on more in the beginning than they should? Do you think that sometimes prevents people from going forward or giving up so quickly?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Because, you know, imagine, I like to use this. Imagine you're dieting, right? And you want to lose 20 pounds. Well, you're not going to lose 20 pounds overnight. It'll take you a little while to lose 20 pounds overnight. So you don't stop eating and exercise the entire 24 hours to lose weight or get fit. It takes time. That's what it's like to start and grow a business. You have to plan it out strategically and not go way over. I think Chanda actually said it pretty well when she talked about her financing. She talked about the fact that she didn't borrow money to start her business, right? She financed it all herself through working and reinvesting in herself, right? That takes time. Mm-hmm. It takes time. And the same way you guys have grown. You've grown slowly over time, but that's sustainable growth. And then there's going to come a time when you're going to kick it in the tail, because all of those things, a lot of small things done over time, lead to huge changes in your life.
You're right.
I agree. I'm sure you can identify with that, Alfonso.
No. I agree with that. It's all about that adaptation, evolving, and adaptation, and just keeping it moving.
So very
and
true.
I agree as well. Yeah. Now, Leslie, I know that you do. Tell our audience a little bit about who you are, because I know that you are. They call you the Ninja in High Heels. Can you give us more feedback? We did an interview with you a couple of weeks ago on One-on-One with A.L. Cooper, and you were telling us about your background and how you got started. Now, I understand where you're coming from, because based off your story, you yourself have done that. You have taken these baby steps to get where you're at, and you didn't commit, and you too are an ordinary person who are doing extraordinary things. In your segment, you mentioned earlier about how a child does not walk, and I love that. Can you tell us exactly what made you think of that? Was there something somewhere in your journey where you realized that and it was impactful and you decided to incorporate that in your workshops?
Oh, yeah, and that's one of the things that we as entrepreneurs, and let me tell you, if you're not an entrepreneur yet, I really highly recommend you need to be, because we all have a message that we need to share. We all have something bubbling up inside of us that somebody else needs to hear from you. So as we tap into our passions, just like you guys are showing us, one of the key tips on how to sell your stuff, whatever that is to turn your stories into sales. So when people tell stories, you might not remember the words that I use today. In 5 minutes, the words that I use will probably be forgotten. But, you know, the story of the baby, you might carry forever with you and remember that every time you fall down, you have to act like a newborn baby and get back up. That's a story that you're going to remember long after this radio program is over. And we won't have to even re-listen to it. That's going to be cemented in your mind, right?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yes.
And you know what? I think we have a caller who may have a question about that. Let's take a call. I think you have a call here, Leslie. Hold on 1 second.
Awesome.
Thank you. Welcome to the show. Hello, you're live on air. Welcome to the show. Okay, I guess not.
Oh, well, too bad. We can't hear them.
No problem.
We'll have them call back. The number is 929-477-3975. Go ahead, Leslie. I apologize.
Yeah, definitely. Call in with your questions, you guys, because we can't help you grow and build your business if you don't call in and ask those questions. So, that's the number one thing, is to find a story that you can tell that people will remember how you made them feel. And you're going to remember long after this radio program is over that we all felt like a baby at times, and we all fall, and we all have to get back up. And you're going to remember that you're not the only one that feels that way, and at some point in time, that's going to give you the motivation to take that next step or dust yourself off. We all need stories like that, and that's kind of what I help people do. I help entrepreneurs grow their business, mostly using free or low-cost social media, because it can happen. We don't have to buy $1 million webpage or other things like that. We're all in the same boat, right? We're all young entrepreneurs, and we're all getting going, and we need to find ways that leverage the Internet in ways that people never thought it could work before. There are so many free or low-cost tools to help you grow your business, and you don't need them all. You were saying that a few minutes ago, right, AL? Is you get overwhelmed and you try and do everything. Pick one and do it well. And once you become an expert in that, like in 18 months or something, right? I'm not talking 5 days. In 18 months, move to a new thing. That's fine. But do one thing well. Remember Bruce Lee, right? He was known for doing something 10,000 times. He would do one kick 10,000 times. Not 10,000 kicks once, one kick 10,000 times until he got it down.
Wow. And I like that. And I think, like, for me, Leslie, and I'm glad that you mentioned that, I think that's the best advice, is because so many people get overwhelmed, and I know I'm one of them myself. My mind is constantly on thought. I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do this, I want to do that, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. But, you know, my husband tells me all the time, sweetie, just do one thing and do it well. And that's the best advice that he's ever given me. And when I focus my attention and my time, like Chanda and Alfonso and yourself, on one thing, I can grow it and make it bigger and stronger. I'm going to try again to see if the caller's still on the line, Leslie, before we end the segment, just to see if they have a question. Just hold on 1 second. You're live on the air with A.L. Cooper. What's your question? Okay. Well, Leslie, it has been a pleasure having you on the show. Maybe the caller was a little nervous, but I just want to thank you so much for your segment. And everyone, you can look forward to having Leslie Lane Peabody. She's a ninja in high heels. And every Tuesday here on Talking Out Loud with A.L. Cooper, you can visit our website, www.talkingoutloud.biz, to learn more about who she is and read her bio. Or you can visit her website. Leslie, can you give us your website so that we can offer more information about how they can contact you if they have additional questions on maybe things and steps that they can do to take these baby steps?
That sounds great. My website is www.leslieLanePeabody.com. LESLIELANEPEABODY.com. And on it, you'll find out about my books, my blogs, and my coaching packages. Now, right now, my blog is disconnected because I got this great new blog you guys are all going to love, but I'm trying to reconnect it this week. So that'll be back up. Don't worry that it's not connected today. It'll be back up soon.
Not a problem. Well, Leslie, we are looking forward to having your weekly segments about business, social networking, social media. Today you told us about how to take baby steps and just not be overwhelmed. Just do one thing, learn to do it well, and do it often so that you can perfect your craft. And what do you say? Make sure you plan well. I think that is the key to success, is planning well. We're looking forward to having you again next week. Every Tuesday, we look forward to having the Ninja in High Heels on Talking Out Loud with A.L. Cooper, 8:30 to 8:45 every single Tuesday. And if you want more information, again, visit our website, www.talkingoutloud.biz. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to be right back with Dr. Michael McCain. He is a motivational speaker and author, just another extraordinary person that we're having on the show tonight that's going to give you some more tips and advice on how to turn your passion into a paycheck. So coming up next, we have, again, Nate Ski, his music Smile. He is our indie artist, Music Out Loud spotlight of the show. And we'll be right back with more of Talking Out Loud with A.L. Cooper.
All right, people. This song for everybody to have fun. Because you know what? People out here in this world, we don't control the world in this world, but we need to smile more. Know who we are. Smile. Everybody in the house, everybody in the world, smile. Because you ain't dead yet, yo. Dead people don't smile. What you worried about, man? Don't worry about nothing. You're here from the grace of God to be here having fun. So you need to walk around and smile. Because you know you got a nice smile, girl. Yeah. Smile. You ain't dead yet. Come on.
All right, that was Nate Ski. His song again, Smile. He is our indie artist, Music Out Loud spotlight of the show. And if you want information about how to submit your request to be on the show, to submit your music on the show, just visit www.talkingoutloud.biz. Well, everybody, welcome back. And coming up next, we have Michael McCann, Dr. Michael McCann. He's best known as a motivational speaker, an author, as well as an entrepreneur, life coach, and spiritual teacher. Michael, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, Mike, how's it going?
It's been great. Thank you. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
No, thank you. And, you know, we talked earlier, Michael, and you're aware of what we're talking about today, how to turn your passion into a paycheck. And I wanted to end with you because we've talked to Chanda Brock. She's an ordinary person who's done extraordinary things. She was on our show 2 years ago, and just to see her growth is amazing. We have our segment contributor, Ms. Leslie Lane Peabody. She is going to be giving us weekly tips on business, social media, and networking. And I wanted to have you on the show because of who you are and what your books do. You have a book, How to Think Like a Millionaire. And I think that is important in turning your passion into a paycheck. Can you tell our audience more about you and your books and how to turn your passion into a paycheck?
Sure. My book, Think Like a Millionaire, talks about several things that happen. It gives advice, financial tips, and things that you could do to build your income. But it also talks a bit about my story. It talks about my dad. My dad suffered an unfortunate accident getting hit by a police car. He was dragged. He broke 2 legs. He had discs broken in his back. He had to have knee replacements, etc. And it took about 10 years before he received a settlement. In short, my dad became a millionaire because of his accident, suing New York's finest. And it was a bittersweet situation, but because of my dad's lack of education and the ability to know what to do with that type of finance and trusting family members and other individuals, he actually lost all of that money.
Wow.
And it was an unfortunate thing to go through, but at the same time, I learned so many life lessons because I learned how to look at finances differently, also how to look at some of the hardships I experienced differently. One of the things that I gathered from that was how irresponsible we really are when it comes to finances and things of that nature. The whole keeping up with the Joneses syndrome and trying to do things because it's the trend, etc. And I was guilty of all of that, wasting everything that my dad did invest in me as an individual and just spending it on random things, clothing, going on trips and taking all my friends out to places and things of that nature. And when I look back in hindsight, had I really invested what I had the correct way, it could have been life-changing for me. And I'm in the process and on the road to recovering all of that now. Some of the tips that I talk about in that particular book are strategies and things that I'm working and doing in my own life to kind of reclaim what I've lost and start my life anew. So there's a gambit of tips and strategies that people can use that really work and that will be beneficial to any individual that's looking to change their financial status.
Wow, that's amazing. That is absolutely amazing. And you're right. When we can get the money and become instant millionaires one way or another, but it's about managing the money. Would you not agree, Alfonso?
Yeah, I mean that. I was just listening to his to that situation that you're in, and that's an amazing, wow situation. And to see that you stayed positive and you actually took and learned from it, you applied it. Because it's one thing to go through it and learn from it, but you actually applied it and look to where you are right now. That to me is amazing.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Now, Michael, I know when we talked earlier, you told me that you believe that economic strength is the key to growing your business and being successful in life and setting up your own systems. We have just a few minutes left, and I know I just really enjoyed your story so much. I'm going to go ahead and ask you, is it a way that you can come back on our show one-on-one with A.L. Cooper and give us 30 minutes of more in-depth information about just your book, Think Like a Millionaire? It's such a powerful title. I know you're the author of Prayerology, and I'm thinking that combining the two with prayer and thinking like a millionaire and a lot of the biblical and current realistic principles that we embrace every day can truly transform our life. Will you commit to coming back on our show?
Of course.
Absolutely. But before we go, I want to give you maybe, can you give our audience, I know we've talked about managing your money properly, but just give us some more tips and more information about what would you advise someone? I know that you've had an amazing journey. You've gone from ordinary to extraordinary just in your life. I know you told me at 15 you had your own business. Is that correct?
Correct. I started off. I'm sorry. I started off doing small things that most people don't really consider a skill or something noteworthy to use to make money. And truth be told, entrepreneurship starts with you as an individual, and it starts at home. There's things that you can do as simple as the day-to-day job skills that you use with information, navigating through systems, all of that administrative skill you can take and use as a consultant to other businesses, small business owners, and other emerging entrepreneurs, and that now becomes an extra income. I never recommend to anyone to just up and quit their job. The key to building more wealth is to create more streams of income. A second job is not going to do it because let's be realistic. You'll get a second job, but really you're trying to now compensate a lifestyle that you're used to. You're used to making a certain type of income. You're going to spend more of that income, realistically. Most people that are not that are pursuing a second job are pursuing it because they are trying to maintain a lifestyle that they are accustomed to and not go under that. So realistically, the one of the number one keys to creating more income and wealth would be to create more streams of income. And you can do that by turning something that you do into a service and you charge for it. You can do that by creating a product. If you are an individual that has an expertise, a wealth of knowledge in a certain area, you can turn your expertise into a product, such as writing a book, an ebook, creating an audio CD, a podcast, or doing workshops and seminars and becoming a public speaker. These are all ways to create more streams of income into your life. And my strongest suggestion would be to not just create these streams and then lavish out on them and spend them, but to create enough income where you're able to store some of that income as well as live comfortably, pay off your debts, etc., build your credit history. Credit history to anyone that owns a business, once you get yourself out of the red tape into the clear, a lot of things become easier. There's more opportunities that open up to you, but you have to take force. You have to take responsibility for the state of your life and where you are with your finances, where you are with yourself mentally, physically, etc., and to create. You have the power to create the type of life that you really want to live.
Awesome.
Wow. Well, you know what, Michael, that was outstanding, and I love it. You know what? For more information or to hear more about Michael, he'll be on One-on-One with A.L. Cooper on December the 16th. But we have about 10 seconds left. Can you give them your website so that they can visit and learn more about who you are and all of the different services that you offer?
Sure. You can visit me on the web at michaelmccain.org. Again, that is michaelmccain.org. I also have a public figure page via Facebook under the title Michael McCain, as well as on Twitter at twitter.com Dr. Michael McCain on Twitter.
Wow. Well, you know what? I'm just enjoying you. I can't wait to have you back on the show. Thank you so much for being on our show and celebrating our 4th year anniversary with us. It's very special, and we're glad to have had such our wonderful guests on, Shonda Brock of Design Plus Me, Leslie Lane Peabody, the Ninja in High Heels, and, of course, lastly, the Dr. Michael McCain, the author of Think Like a Millionaire. Once again, thank you so much for talking out loud, Alfonso. It's been a pleasure. This ride has been great, and I'm looking forward to another bright future for us on a long journey. For everyone, thank you for your support. Thank you for celebrating this wonderful event with us. Our special day, we'll be celebrating a whole month of December. So make sure you visit the website, www.talkingoutloud.biz. To see our spotlight. If you're interested in submitting your music, visit the website, and we will definitely have you spotlighted on our shows. Until next time, we'll talk out loud with you later.
Talking out loud with A.L. Cooper. She's talking out loud, but she's saying something. She's talking out loud, but she's saying something. Talking out loud, but she's saying something. She's talking out loud, but she's saying something. Politics, religion, fashion, people, passions, lifestyles, no topic too wild. She's talking out loud, but she's saying something. She's talking out loud, but she's saying something. She's talking out loud, but she's saying something.